being a woman about it and letting me know what happened today. I really appreciate that.
You are so strong.
You have to be. Ain't nobody else over here gonna be strong for me.
Listen, yeah, literally, at the end of the day, I had to go with my gut feeling. What's the best decision for me?
We're not blaming.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Blackbird 91. Back again. Boy, somebody would say I'm tired, but I'm not tired. We're back here with Love Island. But listen, I said that every Wednesday we're gonna give you opportunity to have your say. Yes, if you are here watching Love Island, you've been screaming at your screen, talking about how Love Island has done people dirty and all that kind of stuff, then today is your time to come up here and join the conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Last week was amazing, and we go again this week as well. Look, this week has been filled with so many different things that have been going on. We've been seeing Ace, we've been seeing Jeremiah, we've been seeing Hannah go as well. And so, now we see Olandria and Nick go out, but not necessarily go out because they got into a car. But this season has been crazy. And it's been interesting as well. And this last week has been, I would say this week has been, I'd say interesting, And I've seen a petition as well. And I know one of my peoples was showing me this, but I'd seen a petition for Jeremiah to come back into the villa. And I said, oh, listen, look, if they manage to get him back in the villa, God bless them. I don't want him back in the villa anymore. You know what I mean? Not that I've given up on it, but I want him to stay where he is. There's nothing for him in these streets called Love Island. Okay? Yesterday's episode and episodes before that have shown us there is nothing out in them streets. Okay? So yeah, I definitely feel like this season has been a good one. So I'm gonna get a few people up to come up here, share their perspective, and just say their piece as well, because I think it's good to get you guys on here and showing us what you felt about those scenarios. Now I know Hannah also did a live, and she was on a interview. Actually, I saw Hannah on an interview, and she spoke a little bit about Huda and her situation. I'll probably break that down tomorrow. But I know that she definitely said some things about it. In fact, I can actually play a little bit of a clip so you can actually see what happened, and then I'm gonna get you guys to come on the panel. So if you want to join the conversation, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. But I will do this. I will play a little bit of the Hannah live so we can just talk about it real quick, and then we'll get the show going as well. All right, look, here we go. She was on the Chicks show. And she actually said,
"You're good. Like, don't cry. Stop crying. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're okay. You're okay." So like that was my mind. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Now the rules were different. I felt like obviously with the villa, there was different rules for different people, right? So certain people, like I said, they made rules for like Hannah and Jeremiah, and of course because people were quarterbacking the actual island. People were quarterbacking the island. They were actually trying to, engineer how everything should go in that particular space. So yeah, she would have not got the fair end of the stick. If I'm really honest with you, they made sure that she weren't going to get the fair end of the stick. And to be fair, she mentions also in this interview, and I won't go too deep because I'll do a separate breakdown of her interview. She mentions on the interview as well about how she spent a lot of time with Ace, Taylor. That's why Ace was so pissed off that she went, because she was actually talking with Ace and she rarely spent time with the girls. She forgot the girls also have the power to send her home. Ace ain't the only one in there. That's why she also can't talk about Ace, because actually, really and truly, she spent all her time talking to the person who's swaying people in that villa. Of course, she ain't gonna see nothing, right? That's why she couldn't say nothing really about Ace. She can speak about Huda, but she can't talk about Ace. Yeah, because she was there talking with Ace. But that's another thing another day. And listen, make sure you guys like and share, subscribe, and click on that bell button for notifications or uploads. Listen, if you want to join the conversation, the link is in the chat. I can see one of my brothers already here as well, so it's going to be good to get the conversation flowing. We're not going to be here for 5, 6, 7 hours. I promise you, we'll be here for an hour or so. So make sure you guys buckle up and get involved, okay? All right, Brother Sean.
What's
what are you telling me, bro?
on, brother?
What's going on, bro?
I thought you ran out of gas after your,
Almost did.
your intense deep dive you had over there,
Bro.
I caught a
Almost
little
did.
bit of it, and that's what I was like, let me text this guy because see is he even still up to it after he gave all of that, you know?
Oh, you spoke in truth, bro. Because I felt like the virtue had left me. As Jesus said, that the virtue left me. The power has gone from me. But now we're here. We're here. You know what I'm saying to you. So I'm about. But talk to me, bro, man. What did you think about, especially after yesterday's episode as well? Obviously, a lot's happened this week already. I think Jeremiah went this week. Alandria's gone, Nick's gone, but of course, Alandria and Nick haven't really gone. They've just gone around the corner. What's your thoughts, man? Because so much has happened.
Well, listen, I just saw that there's a petition to with over 50,000 signatures to bring Jeremiah back. So I stand with the petition. You know what I mean? I stand with the petition. I'm tired of the Ace show. This isn't Ace Island. It's Love Island. This is my first season really diving into Love Island, and I gotta tell you, I'm hooked. The show is a national treasure as far as I'm concerned. I'm fully invested. I love him. I love Amaya Papaya. That's she just has a special place in my heart. She's so sweet, so genuine. There's just something about her. I just really like Amaya. She's one of my faves right now. Of course, Coco, the baddie has stepped onto the scene, so I'm excited to see what she's gonna bring. Shelley, Shelley's a beautiful woman, but I don't know where her thought process is, messing around with that mean, angry troll. So we'll see what that's about. I'm glad Olandria, looks like she's going to come back. So let's see what that gives. But she's a pretty girl, beautiful gowns. But, I wasn't crying when she walked out either. So there's that.
I wasn't crying either, you know what I mean? But the stands are gonna stand for her, even though I don't think she's done anything on the season. If I'm honest with you, I'm always here to stand for the black people, but sometimes people be doing stuff they ain't done nothing. You know what I mean? They wanted to win with what? It's not one island, it's Love Island with what? But hey, I know people want to stand for their black queens and that, you get me? So I understand. Seaway, good to have you on board. What's your thoughts on this week's episodes? It's been a bit of a crazy one.
Hey,
how you doing, baby? I want to get your thoughts on this.
Is my internet still messed up? Is my internet messed up?
No, you good.
Okay, y'all let me know. What's my thoughts just on this last episode or the whole season or what's going on right now?
You can do both if you want. Feel free. Take it how you want to take it. Because I know you want to head off this. You want to take it.
I finally caught up. I have so many thoughts. This is definitely not the season where you can root for black people because fortunately the black people are scamming and the black men are either just followers or have self-hatred issues. There's a lot going on. You have self-hating, lying Puerto Rican who's not actually from Puerto Rico. He didn't speak a lick of Spanish. He's a liar, the new dude coming in. Then you have Jeremiah, who was, rest in peace to him. He's a victim, but he's also a self-hater, so I don't worry about what he got going on either. Ace, the troll, very problematic. Shelley, the scammer. Shelley scamming right along with Ace. Shelley and Ace are scammers together. I'm so sorry. I'm a girl's girl, first and foremost, but Shelley and Ace are scamming together. The only person authentic on there is poor Amaya Papaya. Huda the crash out with no depth to her at all. I was really hoping that we were going to see some layers to her. We still haven't seen any layers whatsoever. And so, yeah, this is my first time, watching Love Island. I've been watching everybody else's takes. Apparently, I'm learning that some of the questions I had as to why they're breaking up all the couples that are finally, when people are linking up, they're breaking them up. I'm hearing that that's new. Y'all could correct me, but the way they're so diabolical with it this season, I heard that they're worse. I definitely haven't liked the way, finally when you're getting connections it's almost what someone says like a humiliation ritual. There's a lot of humiliation rituals going on this season that I don't care for. But yeah, I could dive directly, to our conversations, but that's my big picture. As of right now, whoever Amaya with is who I'm gonna vote for, because everybody else is just
that fried
on my
I wish
nerves.
it would have fried when she was giving Huda praises.
What? Me?
Yeah, your
What'd you
internet went
say?
choppy. I said I wish it would have went choppy when you were trying to talk about Huda, praising her, talking about
I didn't say nothing good about her.
You said you wish you could see more from her.
I was waiting to see more.
About Huda. All right, I can't. We had Kojo. If you wanted to see like old school Sean and Seaway, we were borderline old school Sean and Seaway when it came
Listen,
down to
I'm ready for it.
Woo! Yeah, he was on my line trying to argue, trying to tussle with me. I said, "Not you trying to fight with me about these people. I'm not going to fight with you about these people."
Well, bring the fight to the foreground. What are we actually disagreeing over?
Yeah.
What's the disagreement here?
We almost took 2 steps back.
It was about Jeremiah.
Okay, what was the perspectives?
I had called Jeremiah slow, and I still think he a little slow. I had called Jeremiah slow. And I forgot what else. Sean was trying to say he wasn't slow. I think we got to I don't know if he said he wasn't slow, because he definitely slow, but I think he was just trying to say him being slow was not the reason why he was in the situation that he was in. And we both kind of agreed that no matter what he did, once Ace got his eyes on him, it really was going to be a wrap. Like Ace decided to, ice him out. It really didn't matter what he did. So we agreed there. We got there. We agreed there. But at the end of the day, and I had to be clear, and I think Sean understands this now. If you're a self-hating Black man, my sympathy for you is already like kind of at the floor. Like you don't have a lot of room, with me. I did though still feel bad for him. I still think he was unjustly eliminated. I still do not like Ace in the Mean Girl crew. And I still feel like at the end of the day, he did need to separate from Huda, because they were going down a path that just was not right. But I also think that if he didn't have all that self-hatred issues, he wouldn't have been with Huda to begin with. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah. That's it, Kojo.
I thought Sean was going to say something. That's why.
It's
yeah.
Like he's from a womb. I'm crying. Y'all be killing me with that.
I mean, I think where she got to is a better place for us. I definitely don't think he's slow per se. I think that, and I think his interview with Nick Vile, which I didn't watch the whole thing, but I've seen some clips. I looked at some of your breakdown of it as well. And also on Ricky, I call her Ricky TikTok. I don't want to mess up her YouTube name, but, Ricky on TikTok, and now she's on YouTube. It just made a lot of sense in terms of how he operates. I think nobody's perfect. He's definitely not a perfect guy, but I thought he was solid. He came through. Does he have a preference? Yes. But he also has a white mama too. So I think some things come along when you have a white mom, it kind of changes things a bit for you in terms of what you are attracted to. So there's that. I know he shows up and probably, is a Black man and defines himself as such. But when you have a white mother, there you go. It's going to kind of open your lens and going to determine it. He does have, I'm not, going to be his attorney, but he has dated Black women. The most recent ex was a Black woman. She talked about him, she didn't dog him, per se. So listen, I don't think he's one of those that fall in that category. I think there's a range. So I do understand how sometimes when men express like, hey, I like exotic or I like this, I know that especially for Black women, it steps on a nerve. and it could trigger you / give signs that the guy is, problematic and could be self-hating. I don't see him as that. Again, I don't know him from a can of paint, but I don't see him as that. So that's it. That's it for me in the Jeremiah. He just seemed nice. He seemed genuine. Listen, he's a player, good-looking guy. He's somebody that, like, if I was that age and we were in Love Island, I think we would be friends. Like, that's the part that I think upset a lot of the guys. Like, guys who are like, there's girls, right? You guys proclaim to be girls, and power to y'all. Then there's guys. Guys appreciate a guy like Jeremiah because you want someone, you want somebody like that in your crew, somebody that can pull the baddie, and then they can help you because they probably got another friend that's a baddie. So I just think that he's somebody that I would, if I at 25, we would be cool. He's been to therapy, so he's somewhat thinking, self-reflective, so I think that's why you have a lot of guys that are like, kind of like, oh, this is a cool dude. This is somebody that I would be friends with. And when we see how Ace is moving, it's like, oh, you're B-made. He's acting Ace's real B-made because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't need to control another man. And I don't need to be in control of what another man is doing with other women. Like, that is wild. I don't care what capacity I don't care if we're on a show. I don't need you to move how I move. I don't need to tell you what to do. And I don't need to throw a hissy fit if you don't do the things that maybe I might give you advice to do. Do you? It's your life. If you want to fall in love with Andrina, because I see in the last video, people want to correct my pronunciations. We're all learning. Andrina. So if he want to fall head over heels in love with Andrina, let him be. I probably would too. She's stacked. You know what I'm saying? I would too. I'd be looking right in her eyes, listening to her laugh as goofy as she was laughing and be in love too. I think that's the problem. It's like too many guys are like looking around and want to see what another man should be doing, want to tell you how you should move. No, you do you. So
I've got to say something because people are already on my nerves. People are allowed to like who they like, and I'm allowed not to like them. See how that works? He allowed to like whoever he likes, and I'm allowed not to like him. You see how that works? It's 2025. We do what we want to do, right? Look, we declare war without constitutional approval. I definitely can clock somebody who has a very interesting preference. Now, if you guys are unable to peep game about how men move when they don't like black people and they don't like black women, that is not for me to teach. It ain't for me to teach. If y'all want to say what he got going on is just a preference, Godspeed. But I've been around the block a couple of times and I'm able to clock T and I'm able to read between the lines. Okay. Now y'all do y'all and it is what it is. But him and he likes his spicy Latinas. And this is coming from a person who's Cuban. I still don't like that. And I think when you're only looking for somebody who's your quote unquote preference, is how you fall into the lines of Huda. So, he gets what he get and he can't pitch a fit. He got his preference and his preference was calling him all types of bees and hoes. You look how that go. Okay.
Now, Seaway. Him choosing that woman has nothing to do with
Huda. No, it has everything to do with it. It has everything to do with it.
Because Serena was a black woman full of through and through yesterday, and she did the exact same thing that Huda did, just with less intensity. Last season, Serena was a black woman who was dating a black man, and she had the same intensity of madness. It's not about preference. You see, it's not about preference. It's about the fact that the person is a crash out individual. That's got less to do with someone being what they chose as a preference in terms of Latinas or whatever. It's to do with the fact that there is the person's a crash out. You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't think you can put that onto his preference because if he likes that, he likes that. You know what I'm saying to you? It sounds like he picked up a little bit of Spanish himself as well. So hey, listen, at the end of the day, and it sounds like he's from a mixed cultural background as well. You know what I'm saying to you? So to be honest, claiming him to want black women, I don't even think that's even a fair perspective for him. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Again, I don't think that's the reason why the person's a crash out because they're a crash out. He chose badly because got.
I'm not saying she's a crash out because she's different. I'm saying a lot of the times, and I won't put this part on Jeremiah because I don't know, but a lot of times these Black men that go on these shows with their quote unquote preferences, they like these preferences for certain reasons because they label Black women as not being calm, demure, all the things, right? I don't feel like I need to spell this out. And a lot of times they end up with preferences that end up cutting the F up. Now, I'm not saying he was with Huda because she was calm and demure. I don't know if she ever gave that. I'm just saying it'd be the irony of the situation. But we can move on. We got to circle the drain. I know what I think about Jeremiah. I did like his interview, though, from what I did clip up and see in the reviews from Nick Vile. I think it did give a lot of context as to why Ace was literally, why Ace was at his head. And I loved his accountability for his part in the nonsense with Huda. And honestly, that's all you can own is your part. You ain't got to own, everybody's part. But I like the fact that he seemed like he self-reflected and realized his part. And honestly, that's enough for me. Is Huda ever going to own her part? I mean, she's trying to, but she's not changing her behavior. So I don't really know what she's owning. But I respect that part. I love accountability. I'm accountability, queen. You get on somewhere and you're accountable. I love it.
Well, obviously, you guys were talking about obviously boys, and girls. I guess that will be good to kind of explore in terms of the boys, right? So obviously, on this episode, we saw one of the goons, Nick, get sent home, and he I said sent home. Sorry, sent out the villa because we found out obviously he got into a Jeep after as well. Hopefully, the Jeep took them home. But Nick ended up going on this episode, and I feel like, I was happy to see him go. I was happy to see him go, not because he's, the worst human being in the world, but I just felt like, his time is up. If you go and play stupid games, you're gonna get stupid prizes. If you want to join the gangsters, yeah, don't be pissed when the gangsters come and shoot him back. You know what I mean? So, what was your thoughts to the fact that Nick got sent out? And he got sent home. What's our thoughts to that perspective? How do we feel about that?
I was surprised, but I realized that the girl that came in that he was talking to was smarter than she looked. She was kind of playing that, like ditzy role. She wasn't at all, because when he said that he was super locked in with Sierra, and I forget that the new girls can see the show, and so they probably knew how locked in he was with Sierra. She made the very smart decision not to put herself in that situation, which again, I guess goes into people's complaints that instead of actually looking for love, she linked up with Austin because it was safer. Because I think she knew if she stuck with him, she was going to get kicked to the side as soon as he got back to the house. So I think that was more strategy than anything. I mean, she moved pretty smart. That was my thought.
I was super shocked at how it all started. What kicked the ball down the court, was the fact that Vanna stood up and left Ace for TJ. That threw me, like I was not expecting Vanna to do that, because she picked Ace straight out the gate and seemed like that's, one of the people that she really was coming there for. But I guess she spent a little time with him and his boundaries and realized that, what, I might be in a better place. I might get more activity with, with TJ over here and, have a shot, because, we all saw it. Ace was missing Shelley as soon as he started really getting and interacting with Vanna. But I was like, yes. But in my heart, I was like, it never comes this quickly, because I was like, if Ace was sent out of here, this would be everything I needed to feel, a little bit better and a little bit more invested. But as the turns would take, tables would turn, they switch back and forth. And then once that happened, once Coco shifted over, I knew Clark was going to come and save Taylor. And I loved it. I loved it that Nick looked over at Clark and was like, "Baby, don't leave me." That's right. Baby left you. She left you. And now you was begging. Baby, I'm begging. Baby, I'm begging. Now you all on your own. I want him to go. I don't want to see him back. Sierra needs to smell the coffee and start drinking the tea that somebody else is bringing her that this dude was throwing away, because he ain't nothing. You know what I mean? He's 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but still trying to eliminate your options and throwing away the next man's tea that's trying to, still make a connection with you. Yeah, so take you and your 25 seconds. You've had your 25 seconds, and I just really don't want to see Nick anymore. He can go. He's fake. He's whack. Where's Phil for the double, triple, quadruple whacks? That's how I feel about Nick. I'm sorry. Sad for Olandria, but if she had to go, she had to go. Taylor does not want you. He has not stopped smiling since he got up in Coco's face. So, Olandria, she said all her life she had to fight. She was ready to go home. She was ready to pack it up. I was fine. I was fine. I want her to maybe Taylor will wake up. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's what I think.
Well, Kojo, your breakdown on Alandria it really brought a different perspective for me, because this whole time I couldn't tell if I wanted to put Alandria in like the oblivious category or the scamming category that I'm putting Shelley in. But then your kind of perspective gave a whole new category. It was kind of like she's not oblivious or scamming. This is like a comfortable space for her to be in, because this whole time I'm like, what is she doing? Does she not see that Taylor is like, he inching just enough? I was really confused until I saw your breakdown. I'm like, okay, maybe that is what's going on, because she confuses me. Because with Taylor's like whole world looks different with the new girls. So, like, he looks like a different person with both of them, with both of the new girls, especially Clark. So, and then with Coco, his initial attraction was there that I've never seen with anybody. And then Clark, emotionally, I feel like had him talking more than he ever had. So, I don't know. It's interesting how different people bring out different stuff in you. But yeah, I really wanted Nick to go. I wouldn't mind Alandria coming back just so she can finally get her. I think Alandria needs to see what Taylor looks like with someone that he really likes, so she can understand maybe things that she needs to work on with herself and with relationships, because I think that's important. But Nick, there's nothing to learn. He needs to go. And I got really sad to see Sierra getting physically ill, worried about that man when that man is not crap. So.
Well, obviously, let's talk about Olandria and her exit, as well, because obviously she put on the whole I had to fight my whole entire life. So want to know your perspectives on that. Sean, how did you see it? Because obviously she went to Casa Amor, right? And it looked like she didn't actually really try, if I'm honest with you. Now, of course, the men didn't necessarily choose it at first, but it looked like she didn't really try. So I want to get your perspective, like right person to go, what was your thoughts in terms of how the girls reacted, before we talk about obviously Amaya, getting chosen by Zach and that. What was your perspective of Olandria?
Yeah, she's quite stoic. I'll give her that, and sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not so good, right? Because I think in this type of environment, similar to Bella, this isn't the show. I don't think this is the show for Alandria. I think, slow burn people, you don't go on, and you got to be a risk taker. And I say that from somebody who there's some aspects when I was 20 something, I might have had a good time at Love Island and I might have been kicked off because I too, and I'm a guy, I'm not kissing all those people, especially after you just kissed. I just literally watched you kiss the next man. And now you want me to kiss you with passion? Yeah, it would be a peck for me. I would be TJ, okay? I would be like, you know what I mean? Like people would be like, oh, you stuck up, you think you're better? And that's probably why I never landed there when I was younger in any kind of show like that. I couldn't do it. Definitely not. Production would have told me to stop filming, pack your bags. If somebody's spitting milk, I don't care where it comes from in my mouth. You're not doing that. Pack it up. They would be like, Sean, pack your bags right now. I was like, because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You know, never at any age.
I would have
18, 19, 20, 25, 22, 17, 16. I don't care how much hormones were raging through my body. There would be nothing you could do to sit and let another grown person spit milk in my mouth. That to me is disgusting. So that little rant was all for Olandria is probably not in the right spot. And that's why Zach got up from her, because he could see that she was closed off. As much as she's saying she was open, she was closed off. And you know where she made her first wrong move? Is when she let Jalen go home. When she let Jalen go home, a guy who was intentional, a guy who really liked her, and she's talking about all these conversations and how, you know, Taylor, I just realized when I was talking to him that I just loved everything. This guy's looking goofy-eyed. Taylor looks at her goofy-eyed and barely does nothing but call her bro every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I milk the cows, I get the chickens, and yeah, and whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, he's a goofball. He's a goofy. You know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. There's people like that exist. But the way she's like holding him to such a high regard, yeah, you're Delulu. You're Delulu. I need you to wake up. Get the coffee. Drink somebody else's coffee and wake up. Meanwhile, and then I'll land my plane here, half the time, who is making her breakfast? It looks like, I don't even think he's low-key didn't Ace have to tell him that he needs to make breakfast for her? Like, bro, like, you don't even appreciate this beautiful girl that's like really into you. And he's like, oh, I don't know, the attraction's really not there. Well, let's wake up. Like, what are you doing? So that's it.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. I mean, obviously as well, I think with her doing, it's weird, yeah. With her and Taylor, it's understated. You know what I mean? It's understated. Their connection, really and truly. So, you know, I think personally, watching them, I think, you know, I get why she stayed with Taylor, but when all the girls are saying, you know, Taylor, think about Taylor, I'm like, either you lot are lying or we're flying, because how are you lot seeing this connection that ain't really been popping? You know what I mean? So I think sometimes I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't really see the connection there as well. So I'm definitely with you on that particular aspect as well, in that particular space.
Taylor,
I guess obviously go for it. Yes, go for it.
Taylor must be giving some energy that we are not picking up through this screen. I don't know what it is, but he got to be giving some type of energy, because I don't get it. Because I'm with Sean. You call me bro more than once, I should know that you ain't feeling me like that. And it just seemed like it just be going over Alandria's head.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I've got someone else who's going to join the panel, but for the crowd. Question to you guys then, because obviously, see where you kind of touched it a little bit already with Taylor and his connection. Sean, what was your thoughts to obviously Taylor's new connection with Clark and Coco? I think Coco gonna regret choosing Ace, but we'll talk about that in a second or two. But what was your thoughts to Taylor? 2 new connections. He ain't think 1 second about he ain't thinking nothing about Olandria. What's your thoughts to his connection?
Well, first of all, what the heliante world are we in? We're 2 baddies, 2 women were vying for Taylor. Remember, in the beginning, like, I just want to begin at the beginning with that. Like, how the hell did he have Clark and Coco standing by his side? Like, where'd they do that at? That right there lets you know. And this leads into my next point is he chose Coco. There is something so important about a man choosing a woman, because he had to, all the men, it wasn't their choice. This clown, you know, maybe because he comes off nice and people think that, you know, the girls might think, oh, he's a nice guy. You know, he's, you know, unassuming. He's not going to harm us. Yeah, he'll harm you in the worst ways, because you have, you know, underestimated him. But at the end of the day, he chose Coco. because he had to choose between Clark and Coco. He chose Coco. And the energy was off rip right from there. It went up. He was looking at her intentional, talking about, I can see our last names. Excuse me? Within 30 seconds? 30 seconds? And Olandria can barely get a hug. He's pecking her like a woodpecker when they kiss. Pop! You know? Like, what are we doing and why are we doing it?
Definitely hear you on that. Ace Stan, you can unmute yourself. Hello.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Hello. We can hear you.
Great. Okay, so Olandria, I have so many thoughts. She's a conundrum. I watched your deep dive on her earlier, and I thought it was very spot on. I don't know why, but I just identify with her so much past me, right? Well, there's parts. But the thing is with like, what was she supposed to do? Everyone's saying, is it going over her head? Does she genuinely like him? And I'm confused as well because she has these moments where she's like, oh, my man, I miss him. And that's where she confused me because I'm like, wait, are you actually in on this? But outside of that, what else was she supposed to do? There's really no one that's come in for her that would be a real viable option that would be worth jumping ship for at this point. And I know Jalen was supposed to be the knight in shining armor, but I knew the second he showed up, like, I mean, the first episode I was hopeful, but after their first conversation, I could just tell, like, it just didn't flow, and you can't force things. And for her to jump ship and go with him, knowing she's not interested, it didn't really make sense at that point for her long term if she wants to stick around. She should have waited until someone better came in. And she was trying for Ace. People keep seeming to forget that. But in the beginning, she kept kissing him in every challenge. She shot her shot. He just wasn't interested. So it wasn't that she wasn't pursuing things. There just hasn't been anyone yet that's reciprocated her energy that's a real viable option for her, I think. But what do you guys think?
No, I definitely hear you on that.
I agree.
Go for it. Go for it, Seaway.
I was gonna say I agree. I mean, I think you said, I'm sorry I didn't get your name, but you said what I think my holdup is not the fact that she's doing what she has to do. It's I can't tell if she's in on it like Shelley or if she legit is convinced. I think that's where she throws me off. Her sticking with Taylor for the plot at this point, I mean, it's not really confusing. It's just the way she just be seeming all in. I do think if she would have picked the Julian, what's his name, Julian guy, he would have stuck with her. He just gave that, he just gave that vibe. But I don't think her Olandria, whether it's her look, whether it's her energy, or whether it's both, it doesn't seem to be going over on Love Island. I think like Sean was saying, like Love Island, especially with what they got going on, you got to have a certain type of energy, and we already know you have to have a certain type of look. And I think the combination of the two, for some reason, it's not translating. I mean, Maya's having a similar issue either. I think hers is, I think, a bit of both as well. So, hopefully she's in on it. That's all I can say.
I don't know if she is. I don't know. That's an interesting theory, though. I'm very curious. But as far as her options and Taylor's attraction to her, I'm not really sure what that is, the basis of that. But I do know he definitely seemed attracted to Coco. So that's where I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a matter of skin complexion. It could be, I don't know. But I also don't think it necessarily matters in the context of his dynamic with her at this point. Because it's like they're both in, and I don't think she's really buying into it. Because think about it. She's saying, my man, she has like little one-off comments in her confessionals and such, but she's not like all on top of him. She's not touching him. She doesn't seem comfortable around him. Like, I know they're friends, but she doesn't seem like she's not flirting, really. I don't know. I'm not getting flirting energy from her with him. They kind of just seem friendly, and I think they're okay with that at the moment. But as far as Amaya, she's another story. I like Amaya. I do. I really feel for her because...
Wait, before you jump, we're on Alandria. Don't jump, because we'll jump ahead of our time. Stay on Alandria. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Joe, welcome to the conversation. What's your thoughts on Alandria?
Me personally, I wouldn't care if she had left yesterday. I think that she's just playing safe at this point. I think she just think, okay, if I stick with this guy, I'm gonna win to the end. That's it. She's not trying to talk to anybody. She's not trying. She's not even trying. Like, she seemed like close off. The conversation she had with that guy, with that Asian guy, it was just cringe. It seemed like she doesn't want to talk to him at all. It's like, I think she don't want to be there, to be honest. She's like, okay, I found my comfort zone, Taylor. So even though he doesn't like her like that, they want to keep it up. They're gonna act like they are some beautiful couple. It just, to be honest, I want Amaya to win. That's it. Amaya needs to win, please. Only Amaya. Anybody she couple up with, she needs to win. I don't want no black person winning that shit. I don't care. At this point, yeah, enough is enough. They are not doing a great job. And I don't want Sierra to win either. She's also playing it safe.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. I hear you. All right, cool. Because we were talking about Taylor before we went back onto Alandria, right? So, Taylor obviously, like I said, Taylor obviously had two connections, Coco and also Clark. What was your thoughts on Taylor's connection with them then on this episode? Stan, what was your thoughts with Taylor and his connection with Coco and Clark?
He definitely seems attracted to them both. He seemed more natural with Clark. Like, I could see more of the joking vibe coming out with him versus he just kind of was like staring at Coco. He seemed like you could just tell when a guy has a crush. And he seemed to give more of that energy, a little uncomfortable, nervous. But yeah, I think he probably would have preferred Coco. He seemed more physically attracted to her, but I think his energy with Clark seemed stronger.
Fair points. I'm with you. Joe, what's your thoughts? So it was Taylor and Clark and Coco, the triangle that he had.
Yeah, he seemed to be having a better conversation. He seemed to be at least look like he's attracted to them. Unless when with Olandria, it was very different. I think he just liked lighter skinned women, to be honest. I don't want to go there, but that's what he gave me. He's trying to fake it with Olandria. At least Jeremiah is honest about it. I like my friend Latina, and that's it. I'm not trying to lie about my preference. Taylor is lying about his preference. He doesn't like dark-skinned black women like that. He needs to be honest.
I hear you. He said, come out, wherever you are. Okay, cool. Let's then obviously, Sierra was about to crash out for her boy Nick. And I think it was interesting how Sierra was feeling some type of way. And I understand, she had given the cookies up to Nick, and now it looks like that, in the different villas, that old boy going with someone else. I mean, he was going to leave, and if they hadn't changed the rules for him. But what's your thoughts to Sierra crashing out on this particular part? Sean, talk to me. How did you see the Sierra thing, man? She crashing out, old boy.
Did I miss something? When did she crash out?
I mean, her crash out wasn't like a Huda crash out, but
she couldn't breathe. You don't remember she was running around crying? She couldn't breathe.
Yeah, she ran up the stairs. She ran up the stairs like Christmas had come early. You didn't see that part?
Maybe I forgot about it.
Okay,
Not you skipping through you skipping through
the is because I like circle in on the parts that interest me, and I'm not. Once Nick said he slept with that girl for 25 seconds, and then went around and talked about let's be open. Nothing else they didn't even matter. Nothing even matters. It didn't matter. I'm sorry. I clearly missed what happened.
I think there's still hope for the two of them. I don't understand all that. I understand he's playing her a little bit, but keep in mind, like, he hasn't done anything yet. Like, he was definitely keeping his options open, but I mean, it's not his. I don't know. I agree. If she
are you in the room with us? Like, are you watching the same show?
If they had not had sex, we'd be having this conversation. Like, let's be so serious. And it's not necessary. I don't know.
Yeah, if they didn't, but they did have sex. So like once that happens, once you open the can, it can't be closed back, you know? Like he popped the can, it's done. They had sex. So now there's a little bit of difference. And they had bad sex, according to him. You don't even know her part.
True.
She's been sparing him. And then the irony, I'm a dude and I wouldn't have the audacity. That's crazy to me. Yo, I would not even be telling my boys about that, especially if I have an opportunity to correct it. I'm going back to right my wrongs and thank God she doesn't air me out. And let's get this fixed so we're locked in. This isn't the time to be to spread your 25 seconds to somebody else, bro. You need to fix what you got first. He's playing games. If you can't see the Nick is running game, then I don't know.
Oh no, he's 100% running game. But I'm saying, if they have like a comeback after Casa, would that really be crazy? I would still probably vote for them. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if they don't, he doesn't really seem to be interested in anyone. I know he's doing Jaden, but I don't know. I don't see that going too far. If it does, whatever, that's different. But at the moment, what has the man really done is what I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. Is that A stan question mark? That's because you low-key a stan?
Okay, but here's the thing. I'm not an A stan.
Just please answer my question, because then that's going to let me know how we proceed.
He's so great for television. If he goes home, I would probably stop watching the show. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. We don't even need to debate this point anymore. You like the plot. See, you like the plot.
Counselor, you're asking good questions, Counselor. I'm proud of you. These are great questions.
I'm doing good.
You're doing fantastic. You getting to the bottom of it. I ain't even got to ask.
As y'all see, I am locked in on this show. This is my joint. So I need to know where we are, where everybody stands, so I can move forward. Because I'm not going down a drain hole with you. And you a low-key A stan. So that just tells me you don't mind a little chaos. So you are missing the Nick chaos.
No, Nick is a mess. And honestly, it's so funny because the whole season, I was just like, I'm not really seeing it. But on the exit scene, when he was walking out, I was like, oh, wow, I see. I don't know what it was about the slow-mo, but I was, this man is like very attractive. But before that, I don't know. But Ace is a cutie pie. So I'm sure it's partially that. But it's not like I'm saying these are good people. But at this point, the show is so chaotic anyway. And him and Shelley, it's kind of one of those scenes where it's like they kind of missed the boat. I mean, they seem to be doing better. But it took so long for them to get there. It almost feels disingenuous at this point. So it's kind of like, none of these couples are for real. Jeremiah going home was tragic. So it might as well just be entertaining. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, this whole show at this point is for the plot. So I guess to that point, if we're doing everything for the plot, we might as well just have the plot continue. I was quite happy, though, with Nick going home, because I wanted to see what it reminds me of when Robin separated from Giselle. Like, we needed that moment. Like, I needed Nick to go home to see if Ace can stand on his little two feet legs and actually let us know, are you a real villain? If it's just you and Taylor, can you be a real villain? That would have been cool. I mean, if we're doing it for the plot, I would have liked Nick to go home to see how big and bad Ace was gonna move. But Ace was gonna get saved regardless because he got options now. It could be Coco, it could be Clark, it could be, then he got Shelley. Ace as a black man that clearly likes black women.
Wow.
He's always gonna have. That's, if y'all want to know why Taylor and Ace are still in the show and it's easy for them, they're black men that actually like black women. Now, do they mean them good? I don't know, but they do actually like black women. So there's always a spot for them on this show.
Are you okay with that, even if it's not true?
What you mean? What you asking?
You're saying that Ace and Taylor are black men who like black women,
or portraying to, I should say.
So, but are you okay with them portraying to like black women?
So you're okay
That's
with
a
them if
hard
they're
question
lying?
to answer. Am I okay with them lying? No. But what I'm saying is, if they were lying, of course not. But what I'm saying is, people be like, how are Ace still on this show? Blah, blah, blah. How is Taylor still on this show and he's mid? My answer is that they were both willing to either be coupled up with black women or be genuine. Even what's his face even played that game. He even figured it out. The one that's like a Trumper, a MAGA.
Austin.
Oh, Austin.
Yeah,
Austin. Even
yeah.
Austin figured out if he shows genuine interest towards the black women on the show, he can stay on the show. Everyone's figured it out.
No, but that only shows that black women have low ratio self-esteem. That's it.
What?
Now, Joe,
that
where we going with this?
That only that black women have a low self-esteem.
No,
I wouldn't leap. You're leaping, Joe. Don't make that leap, bro. Don't do that.
It's not about low self-esteem. It's about limited options. Because if you have black men on the show, one of the black men like got his quote unquote preference, and then you have the off black men, the off white, off this and that, and they're dating the other off white people on the show, and then you have the black women. So Shelley was smart because she figured out I can't be lumped into that category, so let me entertain Austin and whoever else. But Alandria had to stick with Taylor. She had to.
So will you support Jeremiah if he was coupled up with Olandria?
Would I support him?
Yes.
It depends what he's doing.
If he was dating, let's say, Shelley or Olandria.
And he did the same thing that happened with Huda?
I mean, it's going to be different.
Oh, Jeremiah dating Shelley or Alandria?
Yes.
Ooh.
If Jeremiah dated Alandria and they had a peaceful relationship and nothing happened, why wouldn't I support him?
I couldn't see that working though. They're both too shut off. I mean, they're not shut off per se, but like, neither one of them are very emotive. You know, I don't know, but I feel like expressive. I could say Shelley and Jeremiah. I've never thought of this. Sorry, this is interesting. I feel like she's too much of a firecracker long term. I feel like he would be too boring for her, truly in real life. But I don't know. That's my thoughts.
I just don't like people using black women to just get to the end. That doesn't seem nice to me.
I don't like that either. I don't like that. No, I think we both agree. I don't like that either. I'm just explaining how Ace is getting by. Because as you saw when you, like, for example, when the 21-year-old who looks about 41 came in, right? Ace was an option for her until she realized that Ace really didn't want her. Versus like Olandria standing there, the white men didn't pick her. The Asian man didn't really want her. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just limited options. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I like that. I'm just talking about what I observe.
But he did choose Shelley, the Asian guy. Zach, is it? I believe.
Right. I'm not going to break down the differences between Alandria and Shelley because I'm going to leave that alone. But there are differences.
Why are you not going to break down between Alandria and Shelley?
Because people be obtuse. And I see some new people in your comments that I ain't never seen before. I see people that I ain't never seen before, and I'm not sure if they're going to be obtuse or not. And I ain't got time for obtuse people today. So I'm going to leave it alone.
Indulge us.
No.
What I will say is there are some phenotype differences between the two of them. They are, yes, are they both, chocolate women, darker complected women? Yes, but phenotypically they are slightly different. I don't know if that's the point. I don't want to put words in Seaway's mouth, but there are some phenotypic differences between the two of them. Nothing wrong, but they're just, different.
I mean, personally, I just think that Alandria is boring. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna defend them. She's boring.
Yes.
She's boring. I'm gonna be honest with you, she is boring, unfortunately. Like you got Coco and Clark coming in there, and I haven't really seen much of their energy, to be honest, so I'm not gonna say anything too tough about them, but she gives boring because she gives off I have to close, I have to be defensive, whereas Shelley gives off like I can even see Shelley. I think Shelley would do well in the UK version. I can't even lie to you because Shelley's like, I don't mind who it is, I'm trying to be bubbly with everybody. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, so, but Shelley's energy is always quite upbeat, bouncy, light, energetic. You know what I'm saying to you? She's flirtatious. She's fun. You know what I'm saying to you? And you don't get that from Olandria. And sure, there might be a race component in terms of like not getting the same grace. If this was a white woman who played the same way that Olandria did, maybe, yeah, people might be saying, you know, Olandria is so mysterious. They might be saying that. They might be. I don't know for sure 100%. But what I do know is that that it makes it more difficult if you're always somebody who is quite closed off. It's harder to read. And it's not like she doesn't have suitors. I mean, Zach went after her and, you know, but she just wasn't interested. Like Jada went after her. She wasn't interested. It's Taylor who she was interested in. And yeah, but for me, like I said, I think I would choose someone like Olandria because I do understand where she's coming from. And that's my type. But I would never, you know, I'd get why people go after Shelley too, because she is bubbly, energetic, vibrant, pretty, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you know, so I get it, you know.
Well, that's why I said I think it's a dual component. I said it's her personality, you know, the energy that she's giving off for this show, and then the other thing that I was saying. But I definitely think Shelley, someone mentioned that she's a day trader. I think that's also very important. Shelley is dealing with a lot of white men, a lot of men on a daily basis, a lot of different types of men. She knows how to interact in that type of environment. I think that's very helpful. And so you can tell that Shelley can kind of go into any room and make friends and talk. And I think people really like that energy. Coco also gives off that energy a bit. She looks like she can, you know, she can interact with a lot of people. And I think that's very helpful for the show. I already know I would do really bad on this show because I'm me mugging. I'm looking at you like you crazy. I'm not trying to do these little challenges. I would never go on Love Island. They would kick me off immediately. So
that's fair.
Yeah. Day trader, what did she specify if she I might have missed this in the beginning, but did she say she works on Wall Street? Or
day
is
trader.
she trading stocks on her computer at home? Because and I'm not saying you, Seaway, but y'all, if a dude says he's a day trader, he's not getting credibility, especially in these days. People just sit on their home and trade stocks, you know?
Well, she said she was in New York. She said she was in New York. The reason why I thought she was a legit trader is because she said she was in New York doing day trading. And so
again, you know, I'm in the financial industry, was once Series 6 licensed. I need to understand there's a very different. She can live in New York and be trading on her MacBook at home. So I just
if she's trading on Robin,
she's young. You know what I mean?
If she's trading on Robin Hood, I don't know. I hope she's not trading on Robin Hood. I'm not sure.
There's a dude, one of the basketball wives.
The energy that she gave was that she was
a day trader. That's all I'm saying. I'm being a little cheeky with it, but nevertheless, they do come with two very different energies at the end of the day. And some people might say they don't see Alandria as standoffish. I would say if you did a poll of about 10 to 20 people, she's a little standoffish. And she's self-admittedly a slow burn, which leads into what I was saying before. It's very difficult for you to make instant connections. She could barely hold on to the new dude that they brought in from the Casa Amor for 2 minutes before he was ready to drop her for Amaya, a papaya that everybody thinks is chaos walking on 2 legs. So that has to tell you something, that there is something about her energy that is just, it takes people a while to take her in. It takes people a while to, you know, to get to know her. And the same for her with others. So she's gonna struggle, you know? And definitely now that there's new women in the mix that Taylor seems to be much more attracted to, I don't know I hope she's not putting all her cards and running home to Taylor, because he ain't gonna be there. The farm's gonna be empty.
Well, not the fan.
So, what do we think about? Sorry, I had to do something. So what do we think about? Okay, why is it? Okay, so everyone talks about Austin. Why is it that Austin is so much hated? I guess from a British perspective, I want to understand this. And maybe for anybody who's watching from Britain, maybe get an understanding. Why is Austin still hated? You know what I'm saying to you? This is a loving dating show. Why is it that Austin seems to get a lot of heat and people want him out on the streets?
He's a fake grifter.
No,
He's a fake grifter.
No, I think it is because people because he support Trump. I think that's what people don't like him like that. That's it. It has nothing to do with what is happening on the show. Only about his political belief.
That's my understanding.
In addition, you don't forget that he also was very quick to throw Taylor when they had that deliberation. He voted Taylor out.
He was friends with Charlie though. He was friends with Charlie.
Charlie, who just stepped on the scene with his gangster UK lean 2 minutes ago, Taylor was his best friend. No, he's fake. He's fake, and the MAGA in him showed up. What? And that's why people started inspecting his background. Like, who is this guy? How do you do that? Because he sat there and was like, I feel like I made the wrong decision. Yeah, just like you did when you went to the polls in November.
Damn.
So that's why people don't like him. That's a lot of reasons why they don't like him, because he comes off a little fake. Then he was playing around with Shelley, like, I don't know what to do. I'm in this love connection 3-way with you and Ace, and I'm lost. Bro, you slept with over 100 women. You don't know how to navigate women. You don't know how to show a woman you're interested. You don't know how to figure it out. You don't know how to move the needle. He's whack, and he needs to go. And he's MAGA. So all those things together, bye-bye.
If you ask me, let's say I have to pick between Austin and Taylor to win. I will pick Austin to win. Taylor is doing the same thing, scamming, lying, fake. So what is the difference? At least Austin is not a follower. I mean, so follow everything I say, everything. I don't like that.
I hear that. Okay, I hear it. You don't like to see the follow someone being a follower. I get you. I hear it. That's real. I ain't mad at it. You know, I'm not mad at it. Definitely hear you on that aspect. Okay, cool. Sorry, what's my list? I have my list on here to see what else happened on that episode. Cecilia Clark. Okay, what do we think about obviously as well about Brian and is it Adriana or Adrena? Because obviously she came in as a bombshell, had Jeremiah, deaded, and then now she's with Brian. What do you think about this connection here? You know, are we feeling them? Are we against them? What's our thoughts?
I think it's okay. I think it's good. She's playing the game. And I mean, Brian shares a similar feature than with Jeremiah. I think she has a type, and that's it.
Okay. Someone in the chat said she gives fake vibes off. Okay. Sean Seaway, any thoughts on the couple, Brian and Adrena?
I mean, she almost moved on quick as Hannah did, you know? But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. This is what the show is about. You know, you got to take your L's and move quickly before you be at the same point. So, but it did hurt my heart that she couldn't just be loyal for a little bit. But hey, listen, I don't know about these new batch of dudes that they brought in. I don't know. Let's see. They seem like they got a little, kinetic energy going on. So, they bring all these freaking skyscraper dudes out. Everybody's 6'5" and above. So, what the hell? All these tree trunk dudes coming through the door.
Which one do you like the most for the guy?
Can y'all not hear me?
No, now we can, but we couldn't before.
Oh, I've been trying to respond to Kojo with my internet. I heard him ask me,
Oh.
I guess about our and I couldn't respond. I was trying to respond.
Oh yeah, go for it. Respond, Adreno. And Brian, I was asking what's your thoughts on him.
I switched to my hotspot real quick. My internet is so bad. I don't know why anybody as bad as Andrina would not have a single relationship at 24. And you went to college and you were around a whole bunch of people. I'm confused. She's an enigma. She is bad in every way. Body T, face T, personality a little dry, but still, I just don't understand. He saw what he wanted, went after her, cool, but he already seems like he's losing interest. Like the way they're interacting, it seems like he sought her out, and then I don't know. It seems like it's fading, but I don't know. I don't know how you look like that, and you in a relationship. I'm confused. That's it.
She is a baddie. Not gonna lie to you, she is a baddie. And maybe at 24, maybe she's been keeping herself. You know what I'm saying to you, pulling out a Belanina, a Belandra, whatever her name is, bro. Joe, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think when she said that she never had a real relationship, I was like, I don't know, man. That's kind of like a red flag. I wanted to know why, but maybe because she's so attractive that many guys are scared to approach her. So maybe that's why she moved like that. But the way she moved, I don't know. I mean, she seemed very easy, and I don't want to say she's easy in real life, but in the show, she looked very easy. Anybody that can talk to her can get it.
I hear that. 100%. I hear that. Okay. So with that, we had also another couple, Vanna, TJ, what I'm saying to you. I don't know why Vanna chose Ace. I don't know if she thought that it was going to be something. I have no clue why she chose him. I'm not sure what was going on there, but she did choose Ace and then ended up with TJ. And I actually kind of like their vibe. I can't lie to you. They seem pretty cool. TJ seems like a really cool guy. You know what? This whole island feels like Mallory Blackman's book, Noughts and Crosses, because your island is very different to UK's island. It feels like the black people are in power on this island and the white people are minorities compared to the British one. Because I'm not sure what Vanna was trying to prove or what she's trying to do, but baby, get you a YT. Okay, all right. She was trying to social climb, and I said, sis, back down there where TJ is, because Ace was not having it 1 second, 1 minute. What's you guys' thoughts on that? On Vanna and her having to choose TJ in the end because Ace was not feeling it at all. What's you guys' thoughts?
I am the number one Ace hater, but I have to give him props for that. The fact that he rejected her, I like it. I think because many non-black women, they think that just because they are white, that means that any black guy that they talk to, they're gonna go for it. You see, so that's why she watched the show. She saw that Ace is like the leader, so she was trying to get to the big boss. So that's why she tried to talk to him, and she said no, and went to talk to the black girl. That's what I have respect for Ace for doing that. And TJ and Vanna, that makes sense. Go with the white boy. Go there, please.
I'd love to hear you on that. Yeah, Seaway, Sean, you can go for it. What's your thoughts, Vanna?
I'm hollering. Vanna going for Ace was very confusing, and I'm glad that Ace redirected her. And I do want to say, I don't think this really will hit home with anybody in your audience, but if it does, please, if you're under 25 leave your body alone, and leave your face alone. If you learn anything from Vanna, leave that body alone and leave that face alone. Your body will. I was very thin, track and field athlete, very thin. At some point, you just don't be thin no more. Okay, the stuff will come, even the hips. It'll come. The face, you know what I mean? Leave that face alone. And if you get to 25, you still don't like that nose, you still don't, then take your time, save up for a good surgeon, you know, save up, do your research, get an ethnic, you know, whatever you want to do, but let your face fill out. Revisit at 25. That's all I got to say about Vanna.
Definitely hear you on that. That's a good PSA. I can't lie to you. Sean, go for it.
Yeah, I guess maybe like she had her eyes on the numero uno, you know, so maybe watching, and I think that's part of maybe some of the disservice that comes from them being able to watch the show as they come in and bring in bombshells, and then the people in, you know, during the Casa Amor section, you know, because I think she saw who's running the show and she was like, oh, I want the top dog. But then the top dog didn't want her. You know, I think he tried to be as nice as he could. You know, I got to give Ace grace. If there's one thing about him, he knows how to charm. He knows how to, when he wants to, that is. Because when he wants to be a mean little person, he can do that too. But he definitely also knows how to be charming and do enough. So he did enough to let her know this ain't going nowhere, but not enough to completely piss her off, but to also keep him open to the other women that he would be more likely aligned with, which would be Coco or Clark. So, yeah, I think it well executed on his part. But I think Vanna is not going to be long with TJ either. I think her days are numbered because TJ has a better connection with the other woman who's barely there, Iris, you know? So I think that will probably, he's more, I think he connected more with her. You know, that's from what I saw previously, and they seem like they have the Florida connection and all of that other stuff. So there's that.
How tall is Ace? Is he like 5'4"?
He said 5'10" when he came in the house.
No, he did.
He sure did.
He's 5'6".
Because Amaya says she's 5'2". And Amaya be wearing heels, and I feel like they eye to eye. I'm gonna have to do some investigation. But Amaya says she's 5'2". I need to go back and look at an episode.
Well, again, I said he said 5'10", but he's probably 5'5", but somewhere between 5'5" and 5'7".
His legs don't touch the ground.
Well, to be fair, those benches are really high. You know, I've sat in benches like that before. So,
how tall are you, bro?
I'm 5'10". I'm not saying my feet dangled like that. I said he's between 5'5" and 5'7".
Baby Love said all short men say they 5'10".
Okay, well, you want to see my medical records or what? Seaway, you've met me. Am I lying about being 5'10"?
No, you about 5'10".
Not about.
You round it up. You round it up. Carry over the 1 plus the 2. Yeah, you 5'10".
I didn't question it, so I mean, I'm eyeballing now. You around there 5'10", I'm sure.
You close. You in proximity. You know what I mean? You incoming.
Shoot, I put on my Alexander McQueen's. I'm 6 feet. Y'all better go in.
Yeah, exactly. And when you pull up in that BMW, you 6'2". So tell people don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, CR.
Don't worry about that. We don't gotta split hairs over centimeters, you know?
No, we sure don't. Don't you worry about that. People be worried about the wrong thing. I saw they would pop the balloon. They was popping people balloon, Kojo, because he had a wispy voice. I'm like, yeah, can you put some bass in his voice, y'all? Why you pop his balloon for that?
Nah, she said that's an octave too high for me. That's an octave too high for me. You know what I'm saying, Chu? I guess we can talk obviously about Ace now, because obviously, you know, him and Taylor were breaking down when Nick was leaving. Ace has been quarterbacking the show. He even tried to save Taylor this time. He was like, I hope he doesn't play around with Olandria when he was talking to Clark and Thingy. So, you know, he's trying to get that good edit. I can't lie to you. And everything he's doing is actually working against it, which is crazy. But what's your guys' thoughts now, you know, around Ace and his perspective and the way he's behaving on the show, you know, this week? And, you know, how... Once again, I mean, I know Coco chose him, but I didn't see any. I mean, he showed a bit of body language, but I didn't really think he actually wanted her either. I don't think he wants Shelley that much, but hey, you know, once again, what's our thoughts on that as well? Yes, Joe, you open your mic, go for it.
So far, in the last episode, I think Ace did good. I like what he did so far. He didn't want to be with the white girl. He talked to the black girl. And that's it. He secured somebody to stay. Yeah. He didn't do too much to me.
You have thoughts, John?
What was the question again? About who? Do you remember?
It was about Ace, baby.
Ace and
about
who?
Ace. I said, what's your thoughts?
Our opinion of Ace, like how Ace is acting on the show.
This episode this week, yeah, and him mourning Nick.
Oh, the morning. Okay.
Well, I have a question. Is Ace really wrong for peeping game on how this season is moving? Because everyone's complaining that Ace is moving like he's on Survivor, but low-key this show is acting like this is God Dog Survivor. So is Ace wrong? Like I'm not even trying to defend the little midget man, but I'm just like, it seems like Ace peep game that this season was on dirt and he's been ahead of the curve every time.
You're right.
Or like they told him that they were going to be on this type of dirt this season and he's moving like that.
You're right. You're right.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's, like April said, like he's being a producer. Like that's what it feels like. Like he's literally producing the show.
This season there's too many influencers, so that's why I think he's like, okay, let me try to play the game better than everybody, and he's doing a great job.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like we can't look at the lowest hanging fruit. The lowest hanging fruit is to be like, we can't stand the midget man Ace. He's a mean girl, which he is. Him and his homeboys are mean girls. They bully Jeremiah, all the things that are accurate, right? But also, I'm just trying to figure out how Ace has been moving like one step ahead of the curve since the beginning of the show.
I think he watched the show, to be honest. He watched all the season because the way he's moving, he seemed like an expert. Like, what? He knows.
But they said this is the first time it's been like this, though.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things happening. I don't think it's one specific thing. I think definitely the producers like Ace and his maniacal ways, just like the producers like Huda, because they saved her, you know, because they had a chance episodes ago to get rid of her by America's vote. And I'm telling you, America voted that lady out. But at the end of the day, she wasn't even in the bottom three. So production is heavily involved. But I think that there's also Ace's personality, his rudeness, his meanness. And I think, especially for me, that's what strikes a chord. You know, he's still looking to get rid of Amaya. He's pissed off that the girls didn't vote off Amaya. It's like, leave her alone. Like, why are you worried about what she's doing? This is what, and that's the part that just continues to make me dislike him. Yeah, you want to compete, you want to stay on, you want to be the last one left. I get it. There's $100,000 at stake, but why do you have to be after other people? Like, why do you have to be in everybody's ear, trying to tell Jeremiah what to do, trying to tell this one what to do? That's the part of him that bothers me. And then again, lastly, you know, trying to tell Shelley, well, what y'all get rid of Hannah for? It should have been Amaya. Bro, relax, you know, relax, stay in your lane.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Do you guys spoke about Huda and the JD guy?
Oh, and the Puerto Rican? I don't think we did.
No, he's Asian. I think he's from Eddie. He said he's Puerto Rican. He's lying.
Right, no, that's why we were being funny. He's not,
Oh.
yeah, he's Asian.
I don't know why some black men do that. It's just embarrassing, bro. He's trying to sound like some exotic. I don't know why. Like, bro, just
But
be
but he's just getting outed for what I clocked Jeremiah for. Him and Jeremiah are no different. They both chose the same people. They're the same people.
true.
The only difference is that JD got clocked for lying about who he is. They're the same people.
That's not true. Jeremiah is biracial. That's the difference.
Yeah, but whatever. They're still the same effing people. That's why they.
But
It is what it is.
and why
JD lying about being Puerto Rican is just hilarious.
why did Jeremiah lie about?
Okay, so this is when I said y'all be being obtuse. This is an example of this. I'm not saying directly that Jeremiah lied about anything. This is why I say I can't say certain stuff, because y'all be missing the point. I'm not saying that because JD lied, Jeremiah lied. I'm not saying that. I'm saying at their core, they're the same people.
In what way?
They both hate themselves that way. That's what I'm saying.
Jeremiah is biracial. What do you mean they hate themselves?
Well, he hate half of himself. Is that helpful?
So, okay, do you consider biracial people black? Yes or no?
I actually do, but I know some people don't. So if you don't, then he don't hate himself.
Okay, that's what. Yeah.
I actually consider you black by if you're black presenting. So if you look at Jeremiah and you see he looks black, he's black presenting. Now, if you're biracial, but you look like I don't know, give me somebody that don't look black. But yeah,
I don't.
Lionel Richie's daughter, whatever that girl's name is.
Exactly.
Meghan Markle is somewhere. But
y'all want to wait. Y'all want to wait till a man lies about his entire ethnicity to believe what I'm saying. So yes, to me, JD is no different than Jeremiah. But yeah, he lied about being Haitian. Talk about he Puerto Rican, whatever.
I still think we have to get more context to that, because sometimes we're quick to pounce onto a hot take that somebody pulled because he had a Haitian flag in his profile. Does that mean that he's still not Puerto Rican? I think we just sometimes. I know a lot of brothers. We give y'all reasons to pounce on us, But I think let's hold the verdict before we truly know everything. That's what I would ask.
I'm not holding nothing. He came on there with broken Spanish, not even correct Spanish, talking about.
Do you know how many Puerto Rican people I know that don't even speak a lick of Spanish? That doesn't mean you're Puerto Rican or not.
Okay.
Can I ask you something? Okay, will you say that if Jeremiah date a black woman, would you say that he hate his mom? Yes or no?
We're about to have a straw man argument, and I don't engage in those.
I mean, that it makes sense, because some black women say that if you are a black man and you don't date black women, that means you hate your mom. Jeremiah's mom is white, so by that logic, it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I call a straw man argument, which I don't engage in.
I mean, it's just logic, in my opinion. If you have a white parent, you can date either way, black or white. I'm not going to judge you. That's it.
You're not.
Okay, what about the black women online that are trying to force this Nick and Olandria romance? What do you call them?
What you talking about?
The black women online that are saying that Nick and Olandria are a couple and they are shipping them together. What do you say to that?
We don't know nothing about this situation. All we know is that Alandria picked Nick up in a car.
No, I'm saying since the season started, they keep saying online, making video about them together, like they are a couple. They make it, the video get millions of views.
I don't know
What
nothing
do you-
about that.
Okay, of course you don't know because it involves black women.
No, I actually really don't know anything about that.
Wow.
I literally never heard of that. This is the first time I'm hearing of it right now.
Okay, I will give you that.
Yeah,
you
I
know
don't have,
about that?
I have no reason to lie. I had never heard of that.
Host, do you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I really don't. Like,
No,
this
no,
is the
no,
first time I'm hearing about
You say
this.
Cool Joe.
No, I'm asking the host.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about the chicken oven open. Yes. What are you saying?
Get out of here! Get out of here. Shut your screen off if you're not gonna pay attention.
So my chicken. I've got a chicken. I'm thinking about. I was trying to smell and see if it was burning or not, but it's probably just my nose. Hey, listen, look. Hey, look. I think this situation personally, you know, me personally, I've already said my opinion earlier on about Jeremiah. I don't think he hates himself. I think at the end of the day, some people have a preference, and sometimes men just go down a certain preference, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you get good luck with that particular gender, particular race or ethnicity, and they come to you and it's easier for you, men tend not to try and flex try not to go down places where they're going to get rejected. So if that's what works for him, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see him changing. He's never said anything. And my thing also too is like, if you've never said anything nasty or anything cruel or anything rude about black women specifically, I don't want to go down the lane of questioning whether you like black women or not. Right? I don't think that's necessary. And I think it puts a label on someone, which I don't like putting those kind of labels on someone because it never is a positive, and then it always just becomes something that we crucify someone with. So, I mean, if he says something and he goes, I don't like black women, or he says something rude, or says something a little bit, you know, something off key, I think we should crucify him, label him, put him on a cross, and let's burn him at the stake. You know what I'm saying to you? But if your preference is that you like this type of woman, and that is that too, and you're not disrespecting other black women, I'm not gonna be mad at it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Because at that point, like I said, I think the point was made earlier on. I don't even know if Ace really likes black women. We keep talking about the fact he likes women. We don't know if he likes black women.
Right.
He hasn't even shown that really. The way he's acted with Iris and how he acted with Shelley, it would be seeming that he would actually like Iris more than Shelley, but he chose Shelley. You know what I mean? But I don't want to make it into that thing unless you've actually said something or shown behaviors that are detrimental to our black women. But I do understand the perspective of what you're saying, Seaway. It's not to say that you're wrong. I'm saying that, you know, I personally don't want to put that on anybody because at the end of the day, right, unless you've actually done something harmful, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, he hates black women or da, da, da. Do you know what I mean? That's my perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
That's the best thing about perspectives. We all have them, and we all have lived experiences, and so you don't have to label anybody. And I don't need a band behind me. I ain't Ace. I can stand alone. I don't need nobody to agree with me. I've clocked enough tea. I've seen enough things. So I don't wait till a person speaks ill on black women to form an opinion. But for whoever wants to do that, they can. I will say though, you're right. We don't know nothing about Ace. So.
Do you have a crush on Jeremiah?
I don't think she has a crush on Jeremiah to this. I don't think she has a crush on Jeremiah.
No.
Not at all, Joe.
No. Where are you getting your line of questions from?
You know, I mean, the way you're talking about it, it sounds like, oh my God, he doesn't date black women. Jesus Christ! It seems like
no. I mean, I think the misconception is like people be thinking because I got an opinion, I care. I don't care, but I do have an opinion. I just don't care. I don't think you probably don't know, Joe. This is the first time I'm seeing you or hearing you, but no, I just have an opinion, but that really don't mean I care though.
No, it's okay. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, but no, I definitely don't like that man.
Seems like the two of you are like beautiful antithesis. So wonderful antithesis. Love to see the band.
Can we have a round of applause for how Seaway is handling this back and forth with Joe? I love it.
I don't care nothing about what Joe be talking. I don't care nothing about what Joe talk about or what
Just
the people in the
grace
comments talk about.
And pushback.
Love to see the maturity on our panelists these days. It's wonderful to see.
No, I don't
And
give
see
a
the
F.
antithesis.
What I'm not gonna do, I love it when you said earlier, you were like, that is a straw man argument, and I'm not engaging in that.
You don't engage. People will try to bully you into thinking the way they think. Everybody should have an opinion. And then God forbid we get up here and all agree. They'll be in the comments, y'all all agree. I'm tired of hearing y'all all agree. Like, what do y'all want? Y'all want us to agree or disagree? Which one?
Right.
Hey, I think they enjoy the conversation. They said they enjoy the conversation. It's good to have antithesis. It's good to have protagonists and antagonists, isn't it? It's good to have those different perspectives, the polar opposites. It's good to have both of you on here, man. I'm not mad at either one of you. You know what I'm saying, Chu? So I like it. You know what I mean? I think it means that me and Sean become more sensible with you two being so polar. But no problem with me. I'm going to take it. I'm gonna take it because if Joe and Seaway on the panel, we already know that we gotta be sensible.
Joe questions are sending me
I'm
to
gonna
the
take
moon.
it.
They're hilarious to me.
I'm gonna take it because y'all be on the opposite sides and I love it. So I can't be mad at it. Do you know what I mean? I enjoyed the conversation. It's good to hear different perspectives. Okay, so I think we discussed pretty much.
We didn't really talk about. We spent so much time
Huda.
on the diaspora and the white mamas of it all. We didn't really talk about Huda and her.
Sorry, yes, you didn't.
And her connection with.
Now, how are you gonna do that to my boy?
He's a good ball. He's a good ball. Talking to them, I was like, I could see the birds chirping, and Huda was just spouting her foolishness. I'm a
that
mom.
Was the most surface
I'm a
level
mom.
conversation
I'm a mommy.
I've ever heard.
Mamacita.
You're not buying it? You're not buying the conversation now?
No, Rojo.
You don't think it's authentic?
Heck to the no. First of all, she said, I'm real cool, Huda is a crashing, ticking time bomb. She's talking about she's chill, she's laid back, Huda is selling wolf tickets to that man.
Fair enough. Okay, so obviously Huda, seemingly gets a redemption arc. What do we feel about the redemption arc? How do we feel about the fact that, it seems like the show has rebranded her? Should she even be on the show? This kind of the level of crash out she had on the show previously. Should she even be on the show? Does it send a bad signal and a bad message to the global market that someone can crash out in this particular way on anybody, a man or a woman, and this is considered to be okay behavior by keeping her on and rebranding her? Would we agree that same, or do we have a different perspective? Is it, how do we feel about that?
I think it all comes down to to views. A lot of people are talking about Huda. Like, she's the more talk about person on Love Island right now. Everywhere they're talking about Huda. So they don't want to drop her like that. But I don't think she's gonna win. They want to keep her to see, okay, she changed a little bit. She's calm now. Okay, we're gonna let her go on a good note. That's it. But they are not going to. She's not going to win, too, for sure.
Sean Seaway?
I'll let Sean go.
Yeah, because see, what do they call them? The hood rats, whatever they call her stands.
Damn, I never heard that. That's new.
Yeah, her little stand crew. They call them the hood rats or the hood rats, whatever. Anyway, I didn't. I guess maybe I was going so fast that it didn't seem so bad that she should be kicked off the show. I did see her behavior as problematic, especially towards the end of their relationship, and she's Delulu and spinning stories, but outside of that, I don't think it was enough to kick her off the show early. No. Do I still want her there? No. she can definitely go home. I don't think production is going to let her go home because they want one good more crash out from her. But yeah, other than that, I don't see her as somebody like, oh my God, it's so problematic she has to go home. No, she's just showing bad behavior, bad emotional regulation, mixed with verbal abuse. Yeah, so.
I mean, I don't mind that Hood is still on the show. Do I think she needs to emotionally regulate? Yes. Do I feel like she's shown that she probably can, that was a bad moment versus a lifestyle? Hard to say. This is a very weird, scenario that they're put in. But her emotional regulation is just not where it needs to be. I think her child father did come out and speak up for her, so I'm not sure if he even recognizes this was a tough situation for her. Not sure, but if Ace is there, I feel like she should be there.
Right.
It just is what it is. I think there was a lot of things that went into that dynamic that made it so challenging for both of them, for both Jeremiah and Huda. He admitted to what he did to contribute to that, and of course her verbal abuse and things like that is just not great. But it is what it is. The show is not getting rid of Huda because Huda's entertaining, and so is Ace, and so they're both going to be there.
Now, you think Ace and Huda are comparable?
No, I didn't say that. Why you say that?
Oh, because you said if Ace gets to be there, then Huda does.
I'm saying if one drama king and the drama queen, if the drama king and then she's a drama queen can be there, they both could be there. I'm not saying they're the same. I didn't say they do the same things, but
well, I think just the way I wanted clarity because that's why, because the way you framed it is like, because it almost sounds like if Ace is doing it and Hood is they're doing the same things. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're two different people. They're doing things. They're playing kind of, they're doing different things. One is manipulative and mean, and the other person was outright rude, abusive, lying, manipulative to the person that they were in a relationship with.
Yeah. But I mean, I also have other opinions on that I won't go into. But I think people somehow, like, after this is all over, because of the way the things that she said, are acting as if she acted alone. And she didn't. But we'll leave it alone. She's here, and she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think she.
I know you guys are like Team Huda is the villain. She's the worst person ever, and so I already know. My opinion really doesn't matter on it. She's here, and they want the show wants her here, and so I'm fine with her being here. That's really kind of my opinion.
No, I think she should stay until movie night, and then after that, she can go home. I mean, last episode it was fun. She didn't do anything. So, I mean, it's okay. I mean, she's only fun when she's crashing out. That's it. The only thing we talk about her is when she was crashing out about Jeremiah. After that, she doesn't have any moment. So, she can go anytime, to be honest.
Me personally, I think she should be off the show. Personally, she should be off the show. She went way too far. I think when you start calling someone a B word, you've gone way too far. And I think if we have to label your behavior as being abusive, you have to go. And it's as simple as that. You have to go. I think this is something that we should not be condoning. And there are genuine men who actually go through abusive situations, and this is actually why nothing happens. Because actually, this kind of stuff is how we look at it. We look at, well, she had a moment, she was crashing out, but your crashing out was abusive. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she needs to be crucified forever. No, you just need to be off the show. I think if you reward somebody with a further continuation on the show, it further rewards the person's behavior. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I mean, she go and stay on the show, and she is entertaining. Don't get it twisted. She is entertaining. Don't get it twisted. She's entertaining, but we can't reward that kind of behavior and be like, yeah, we're fine. Like, you know, and actually, I think it's exploitive because this person is actually going to come out. You know, we have to question stability emotionally. You know, like, is she going to be okay when she comes out? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's even safe for her to be even staying on the show. You know what I mean? For her sake, I don't think it's even safe for her. If you're somebody who crashes out like this, that means it's not safe for you to be on the show either. So for me personally, I don't think she should be on the show. I think she should be out. I think they should let her go see a counselor immediately. Okay, immediately. Because this is something you don't want to be, you know, continuing and, you know, and existing in. But that's just my opinion. I think, again, I get why they kept her in. I'm not saying, you know, I get why they kept her in. I'm just saying to you, I don't think you can reward bad. There's bad behavior and then there is abuse. Like, I don't think we need to reward it, you know. You know, if it's an argument, we get it. They had an argument, but on several occasions, you crashing out, calling people the B word.
Huda seemed to me like she said the N word in her private life, to be honest. When she was saying you're a pussy ass bitch, in my mind, I'm like, okay, is she gonna say? Jeremiah, you're a bitch ass nigga. I was thinking about.
We can't repeat the words here. Don't say the
sorry.
words. That's all right. It's right. Just
my
for
mind,
monetization.
In my mind, I thought she was gonna say, because I don't know if her type is. What is her type? Do you think her type is black guys? I don't know. She seems to like everybody. To me,
I don't know. I mean, she seems to like the black guys, but she ain't really got much of a choice around there.
yeah.
Well, you look in her past, like her baby daddy is I think a Latino guy.
Okay.
She said her type is pretty boys, so
she did say that.
The new guy is not pretty. The JD guy, the
he's taller.
The fake Puerto Rican guy is not pretty. So I don't know.
Well, listen, we tell the ladies all the time, you know, what they may think is attractive is not. You know, there's probably a population of women that, you know, he's had success with. And then to the other point, he is a tall guy. So height is a premium.
She doesn't have any options right now. Like, it's not like she could be picky. She had to go with who stood on her heart, think.
Right.
And yeah, then she had to kind of stick with that, or she would find herself in a situation. So I don't necessarily think that she's just looking for who is exactly her type at this moment. She got to stay in the house.
And also, that guy, the JD guy, nobody kissed him in the challenge. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm that guy." When he get there, nobody kissed him in the challenge. Even Huda didn't pick him in the challenge either. So I mean, Huda is the easy option now. She's the easy option to go back to the villa, maybe, and then try to connect anybody. She's there just to be used. That's it. Everybody saw what she did. Everybody's afraid of her. She's just there to waste time, to be honest. If I was her, I would just go home. You know, I got a lot of followers. Just go home, Huda. Therapy. Make a live, say I'm sorry. That is not me, and just move on. You are a non-black woman. You will give grace. The people will give you grace. That's it. Yes, that's it.
Well,
you internalize. Go for it, Sarah. Sorry, go, Sarah.
No, I just hope that you know, she's able to get off the rest of the show without any more of these crash outs, because it looked draining for her and everybody around. And I just think some of these shows, if you're already not emotionally regulated, you're already dealing with stuff, or you need some extra help in that department, these shows seem like it's like a mental experiment. They don't seem to be. It seems like it's tough for people struggling with that type of stuff. I don't think it's meant for everybody. I can say that. Is Huda black? I do not think she's black. I thought she was something else. I do not think
that's what he said. He said she's a non-black woman. That's why she'll get some grace.
I was reading a comment. Someone said, "Is Huda black?" And I said, "I don't think so."
No, she's not. She's
definitely not.
Something else. Middle Eastern.
Yeah, that's what I thought, especially because of her name. Oh, they said she's Palestinian.
Well, that could make a difference.
People online were saying that she's you know the white guy that they say that he's an IDF soldier. It's like, come on, she doesn't know that. Like people need to chill about it. She doesn't know anything. We are seeing online. She doesn't know that guy is from Israel. Like, come on, guys, stop doing it. People online were saying, okay.
Oh, Eyal.
Wait, what?
You mean Eyal? Is it Eyal? That's someone already said it. Yeah, I think he's
They were saying that he's an RDF soldier.
I think he may be from Israeli background, and she is Palestinian. So that's what. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So people might be saying some stuff.
But she doesn't know that. So I don't know why people are making it seem like, oh my God. It's like, come on, she doesn't know that. She doesn't know what we are saying online outside the world. They don't have their phone. So it's like people they need to chill a little bit. She just found that he's cute and that's it. That's why she picked him to kiss him.
Who is Elon? Who is that?
The white guy that is paired with Ciara. Nick.
He has like curly hair, like a curly.
Yes. Nick.
Oh, the new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elon is cute. I like his hair.
Yeah. He's a good looking guy. I'm not gonna lie.
He kind of looked like Nick a little bit, but yeah, a little bit.
He must have someone. All right, listen, look, well, that time is up. You know what I'm saying to you? Listen, it's been an amazing conversation. You know, wonderful conversation. Before we say one more thing and they're going to round us up. So listen, it's been amazing. We'll be back here next Wednesday for another installment of us talking about the week's episodes that have just gone by on Love Island. Oh, we didn't speak about Amaya. Sorry.
We done left Amaya out in the cold.
Amaya papaya. Look at that, Mamaya. Oh shoot.
We got 10 minutes then.
You have fans here.
Sorry. I apologize. Yes, Amaya obviously put the lips on Zach, and you know, she had 24 hours and she did what she needed to do because she had 24 hours to save the world. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on Amaya, because obviously it's been peak. You know, in this week it's been painful for her because she's had Austin kind of reject her. Now she had to go with Zach. I don't even know if Zach really wants her. It doesn't look like it, even though he says he does, but he doesn't show it. And then, you know, unfortunately, her choice made Olandria get sent home. Did we think that Amaya needed to tell Olandria that they kissed? Was that necessary?
To me, no. But since Amaya is such a good girl, such a good person, I think that's what she told her. But to me, she doesn't owe Olandria anything. She was just trying to survive. She was trying to talk to somebody to pick her and to stay. That's why she's my number one and my favorite to win. I want Amaya to win. Amaya needs to win, guys. We need to support her. She needs to win. She's the only person who's there to look for love. She's honest. She's funny. And I know she's also annoying, but she's annoying in a good way. She deserves love. She deserves to find somebody who like her energy, the way she is. Yes, Amaya needs to win, guys. So let's go.
Joe, you about to hop on a plane to Fiji? What you telling us? Because I ain't hear you talk about nobody like that. I mean, you gave her a whole.
You ready to save Amaya?
You poured your heart out for Amaya. Words of affirmation and all.
Exactly, everything for Amaya.
Woo! Joe.
No,
Joe
I
said,
think
"I would choose you."
Don't worry about that.
No, it just when I see somebody who is genuine and just nice person, I just feel bad for her. To be honest, I just feel bad every time, especially Ace. That's why I start to dislike Ace for her, because the way Ace treat Amaya, that's when I start to hate Ace. If Ace didn't do anything to Amaya, I was on Ace train. But since she didn't treat Amaya right, she picked her, and then she's like, "Oh, I want to steal my boundary," and blah blah blah. It's like, come on, man. You don't need to be, you don't need to be nice to somebody who you don't like. Just leave her alone, man. And in the last episode, oh, Amaya should went home. It's like, bro, I just Ace, shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ. Leave her alone.
Not the
Leave
F-bomb
Amaya
Jesus
alone.
Christ altogether.
No swear words. No swear words, Joe.
Yes. As long as I am alive, Amaya is going to win Love Island 2025. That's the campaign. I will sign petition. I will donate everywhere. Amaya, let's go.
All right. Well, I don't know what more I can say after that. I stand with Joe. I stand with Joe. I think Amaya deserves love. And I hope Zach is not playing in her face. That's all I can ask, because I just don't like the way she's been treated. She's one of those people that seems to be loving but misunderstood. You know, you could just see it even when she saw that her staying and being chosen by Zach meant that Olandria had to go. She was almost like, I'll trade places with you. You know, so I just love, she just seems like, again, don't know her from a can of paint. She might be a terror on wheels in real life. But from what I see, she just seems like such an authentic, good person. And I like her.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. I respect the fact that she, let her girl know what was up. She did what needed to be done in the 24 hours that she had. I love her sweetness, her genuineness, and she just gives good vibes. How can you not like Amaya? What is there not to like? Other than, I guess, that voice can annoy people. I get it, but I just think she's just sweet, free-spirited. Like her a lot.
So we don't think she's desperate?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you be the bad guy? Kojo, why don't you say something while you eat your food? Why don't you say a little
He got
something?
his chicken that he can, now he got time to be a minute.
Why don't you shake the table a little bit? Go ahead.
Do your breakdown. What is she, anxious?
Yeah,
Anxious attachment. Tell us.
Yeah, let them in the comments chop you up since they worried about me. Go ahead, chop you up. Go ahead.
I'm just asking, is she desperate? I'm asking a question to y'all.
No, you answer your own question. What you think?
I mean, she's giving desperado.
Okay.
What's her attachment style?
Well, it's definitely anxious. You can tell that for sure. At least. You might find out she's fearful of winning, but she leans more on the anxious side. That's for sure.
She seems like she has
crazy.
anxious energy in general, though, don't you? I feel like her energy makes you nervous. Like her resting energy kind of makes somebody a little nervous.
Yeah, she does too much. She's working too hard to prove that she's worthy. And I'm like, baby, you worthy. Because Joe loves you, so you're worthy. Don't worry about that. But I just need her to kind of chill it a little bit. You know what I mean? But I don't think she's a bad person or anything. You know what I'm saying to you? I just think to myself that, baby, you just look desperate, and when you look desperate, that's how you get used. And I don't want that for her. I don't want her to get used. I want her to treasure herself and make better choices. But right now, she's moving like she a floozy. I don't like that for her.
I mean, she's a little eager. She's a little eager in general. And what I notice with guys is that the more that you give them, sometimes the less they like you. They want to be able to pull stuff out of you. They want to, they like a little bit of a mystery. They want to be able to unpack things slowly. and she gives you everything that you need to unpack very early. She also doesn't seem to be, and this is no shade because she's not the only one. She also doesn't seem to be that deep. And I don't know, like her and Huda both seem to be not very deep. And I think some of the dudes are also looking for a little bit more depth there, and I'm not sure if she has it. She's very sweet, but I'm not getting, strong intellectual conversations out of her. So
I think let me defend Amaya one more time. The reason why she was desperate last episode, it was because she had 24 hours to get with somebody. And I think that's an important context as to why she was desperate. You see? So it makes sense as to why she was trying to go to get with somebody. Since she's safe now, I want Amaya to just relax a little bit, Not everybody is a Dominican. You are trying to date an American black man, American white man. Just, I don't know, just calm down a little bit. That's my only advice to Amaya. Please calm down, baby. Like, just calm down. Not everybody is going to be like, she's so high energy. Like, come on, baby. Just calm down. She calmed down and she's right. Amaya, she doesn't seem like to have a deep conversation for the most part. She's just funny, to be honest. Amaya is not the type of person to have intellectual conversation, a high IQ conversation. I'm not trying to shame her. I love Amaya, but that's the truth. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully somebody new get with her. I don't like that Zach guy. He seemed like a rapey guy too to me. Seemed like someone with the Andrew Tate follower. I don't like that. Amaya deserves better. But as long as she stays, she needs to use somebody. At this time, she needs to use that Asian guy to stay. When she gets to the villa, she needs to drop that Asian guy immediately.
For who?
And wait for the new bombshell or to talk to somebody else. I don't like this rapist type of guy.
You're calling out the red pill. You was talking her through it a few minutes ago when you was calming her down, and now you wanted to get away from Zach now. Make up your mind. We on the island now, Joe. Who are you choosing?
Okay,
whose door are you opening? Who are you gonna pull for a chat, Joe?
I mean, I think with who's in the villa, I think I would like Chris for her, but I think Shelley.
Chris is a Tory Lane supporter, so be careful.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
How we know that?
Sending her right back
Jesus
down
Christ.
to the red belt.
How we know that?
Because something he put on his stories talk about free Tory Lanes.
Oh my gosh!
Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah.
Or is it confirmed?
There was a screenshot to that, and TJ is the one that was following Andrew Tate.
Oh,
TJ was the one that.
Yeah, but TJ is with the white girl, right?
Yes, he's with Vanna.
So I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind white on white crime. I don't care. I just don't want white on black.
I don't think Zach is though. I think Zach is cool so far. I haven't heard anything unless you heard. Did you hear something on the streets about him being red?
Zach on the other side of the water, so we ain't gonna know what he up to.
The way he speak, to be honest, his accent. I'm not trying to be racist. I just never see an Asian guy with a British accent. It just throw me off. I don't know. The way he speaks.
Well, the UK did colonize a good chunk of the world, so those things could happen.
Yeah, but I don't know. He doesn't sound smooth to me. He's trying to I don't know. Maybe he watched these rapey guys on YouTube. He's just trying to be like that guy. He's not that guy. Nobody picked him to kiss him in the challenge. Let me remember you that. He's not that guy.
Y'all done really made me sad saying that the one that Shelley with them put a free Tory Lanez.
Yeah,
on his
I hated to say it, but we just had to put it into perspective.
And I mean, I thought you were about to say he's still listening to Tory Lanez music. That would be one thing, but a free
I mean,
Tory Lanez.
Come on. We put "Step in the Name of Love." People gonna dance. I'm sorry. It just is what it is.
I know. I was just playing one of my favorite Tory Lanez songs, and I had the window down. I'm like, somebody gonna think I'm a pick me, and
roll the window up. Just like when you get tempted to drive into a Target, you just speed up. It's like, Lord.
I'm like, somebody gonna think I'm a pick me. No, I'm not.
No, but
if Target don't stop sending me these discounts, it's wearing me thin.
Now I ain't walking in Target. I was just me mugging a couple that I saw with some Target bags. I said, I know you about to effing lie. I know you're not walking behind me with a Target bag. How dare you? We were rooting for you. But a free Tory Lanez post, that's too far.
No, but I think
first of all, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't want to be, I'm in my heel version. But if you don't realize, you try to stop listening to R. Kelly songs. Do you know how many songs this guy wrote? Gospel songs. So you can go ahead and do. I appreciate your vigilance. Try to do it. But if you want to erase him like that, and first of all, the other good part is every time you listen to his song, his money goes to his victims too. So.
Well, now that he's in prison, I think it's a little different. But I definitely did not listen to R. Kelly songs while he was fighting those cases, and I still don't. But that's because I took such a strong stance. Because in Chicago, all the pick-me's really made me sick, defending, R. Kelly and his nonsense. And so I got to the point where I just had to take a stand. I haven't been as strong with Tory Lanez because before he did what he did, I literally was like one of Tory Lanez's biggest fans, and that just broke me because I loved all of his music, all of the Chicks tapes, all of everything. I was such a huge Tory fan. I was like, why did you have to go on and do that? Dag.
No, but now that I think about it, I don't think posting free Tory Lanez is not something as a deal breaker to me. Because
you ain't gotta date him.
You dating him, Joe?
Yeah, why would it be a deal breaker for you?
Let me finish.
That sounds like y'all trying to tell me what I'm supposed to think.
No. Let me finish.
You ain't dating him. What we care about your deal breaker for?
Because listen, we buy clothes, we buy cars that are known by people who are racist, or we have iPhones that are created in part of Africa, so we can't have a double standard. Somebody posting a free Tory Lanez on Instagram is not something to say, damn, like, come on, it's not the end of the world. Maybe he changed, right? Maybe he changed.
When was the free Tory Lanez post?
I mean,
during the trial or now?
No. David said that somebody posted it online, right?
Yeah, I would have to go back and look at the story. I'm not sure. Enough where they could still grab it. So it wasn't like it's 10 years. It wasn't like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think it's something pretty recent where if somebody can catch it. But I think it's less about that and more about, and this is what I've come to learn, and this is the heel part of me speaking. It's like, it's a mindset. It's a mindset where a man can get behind the support of a man that he does not know. Now, if you're Tory Lanez's cousin and maybe you're convinced to believe that he is innocent, then okay, I'm not saying to make an exception or not, but there's some connectivity to him. If you're a random person and Tory Lanez is 30 people removed from you or 30,000, and you take your time to make a post and talk about free him when he was literally convicted of shooting a woman, yeah, I think it just says something. Like, why do you need to do that? Why do you have to make such a public stance about someone that you really don't know? So it's like how your mind got to that. Like, you maybe think it, but to then take to your Instagram and make a very bold statement that anybody can see, that kind of needs to be studied. Like why we do that, or why we're going to use a chance to make horrible statements on Twitter about women. It's just something to be said about that. That's all. And I think that's why, I don't want to speak for women or mansplain, but I think like that's why when something like that happens, then people are like, so what do you think about me? It's like, next episode, how do you view Black women? What is your real thoughts about them? Do you care about them? If they're harmed, are you concerned? Are you going to defend people that abuse Black women? I think that's the kind of feelings that elicits, and it doesn't make very particularly Black women feel safe.
Yeah, and Joe, people always ask me, and my friends ask me, and Sean will tell you, how I'm able to spot things so quickly and how I knew certain things about either people that my friends were dating, or how knock on wood, but I was able to find such a good husband, and how my whole life I've dated like pretty good quality dudes. And it's because I'm strict. And I'm strict with my friends, and I'm strict with the people around me. I don't wait until people do things to me before I peep things that you do. So if you post something like that, I'm not waiting for you to have an issue with me. I'm paying attention. I think a lot of times people are waiting for things to happen directly to them instead of using the context clues and the wisdom that was provided to them in life. Put 2 and 2 together and guard yourself. People, when you're making a lot of excuses for things, oh, it could be because of this. Oh, it could be because of that. That's how you could be in a bad situation, because you didn't pay attention to the clues that were there. If a man's saying free Tory, you need to be a betting woman and decide that he probably doesn't respect women or Black women the way he should. And you should take that and move on. But I think a lot of people, they have a high tolerance for risk. But when you have a high tolerance for risk, you're going to get what you get, and you can't pitch a fit. I don't have a high tolerance for risk. I have a low tolerance for risk and chaos in my life. So that's just how I move. So if I saw a man with a free Tory, I don't care if you're 6'6", 7'6", whatever. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so I only want to see Ace see him next to Shelley, and then after that they can kick him out of the show. Okay.
Wait, what, Joe?
I only need to see Ace's face when that guy come next to Shelley. After that, they can kick him out the show.
And that's if Shelley even got the sense to even like stick by that man, because she really just needs to kick Ace to the side, but I don't know if she's gonna do that.
No, I think Ace and Shelley, they know that they are the end game. They're not gonna leave each other alone. I mean, they're gonna stay to the end.
You talking about Ace and Shelley?
Yeah, Ace and Shelley, Nick and Yara, Taylor and Olandria. I'm telling you, they watch the show. They know they're gonna act like, oh, I'm trying to explore, I'm trying to do this, but they know deep down at the end of the day, they're gonna say, oh, I'm trying to explore, but I like Shelley, or I like Nick, or I like Taylor, or I like Olandria.
Sean, look what Zaya just said.
I saw it, and I was hoping you wouldn't see it.
No, I see it.
We don't have to talk about this.
I'm not talking about
this. Talk about
online.
it later.
I'm not talking about that online. I just wanted you to make sure that you've seen it.
I seen it.
You saw it? Okay, cool.
And she's not the only one that said it, by the way.
Yep, I'm sure. I told you. But no, Shelley and Ace, they done came in here on a plot. They probably plotted this out while they were going through their interviews, and so they gonna stick it to the end. For all y'all, again, discernment needs to be the name of the game in this live. You ain't gotta agree with everything I say, but you know, keep the nuggets, put it in the back of your head, and later on you're gonna say Seaway was right. That's usually what happens. But you should keep the discernment and be discerning about Shelley. Because Shelley, one thing I learned, and Sean, as a person who was married, will also tell you, people who be linked up, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, or married with people, are not that different than the person they're linked up with. Always know that. Always know that. Anybody who's linked up with a person for a long period of time, they are not that different than the person that they linked up with. Never let them tell you any different. Shelley linked up with Ace. Ace is scamming, so is Shelley. I need y'all to know.
Thank you. Interesting. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say that you agree to that Amaya needs to win. That's it. That's the only right answer. Amaya 2025. That's it.
Use any chance you get to make a
What?
play for Amaya, boy. Woo,
President
yo,
Amaya is on the President Amaya. So listen, I need to see my girl win. You know what I
Amaya
mean?
could be scamming too, for all we know. But
No,
I mean,
I don't care if she's scamming. She's a natural girl.
she's a nice
Don't
with
say,
camera.
damn me, I don't want to know.
I endorse her
You
scam.
Mario Winans. If you playing me,
That's
keep
it.
it on the low.
Keep it on the low.
I approve scamming.
He says I approve the scammings. It's fine.
Yo,
I'm approving the scamming.
It ain't tricking if you got it, you know?
That's it. I ain't even mad at it, bro. I'm not even mad at it, bro. Like at the end of the day, I hear it. Well, listen, look, it's been a wonderful conversation. You guys have actually brightened up my morning. Of course, it's now 5 o'clock, 5:30 here. But yeah, I really appreciate their collective voices. It's good to have you on here, Joe, as well. You made me laugh, man, a lot. Seaway, you too.
That's funny as hell.
And Sean, it's good to have Joe. When Joe and Seaway guy, it's actually quite funny. It's actually really funny. So I enjoy the conversations you guys brought to the table as well. I guess obviously I'll let Sean kind of wrap it up. It's been a minute since you've done a wrap up, so let me not let you get too rusty now. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. I mean, listen, we had a very spirited conversation with all of our panelists, you know. It was nice to be back in the saddle, as they say, you know, talking about reality TV. And I got to tell you, Love Island has me in a chokehold unlike any other show has in quite some time. So I think what we see in it is, you know, we're able to learn lessons. We're able to see our younger selves and how we show up for some of us that are not in our 20s. Most of us aren't that are, you know, in this channel. But I think like it lets us see like the vulnerability and the craftiness and the mistakes. So again, I think all of this should be mirrors, right? Mirrors, as we look at some of these people, some of them we shouldn't judge so harshly, and some of them do deserve our harsh judgments. But, you know, I think the main lesson is treat people kindly, treat people with respect, treat people, you know, how they want to be treated. I think the lessons will be there. And, you know, listen, you know, we like a girl's girl and we like a guy's guy. So if you can be a girl's girl, if you're a girl, be a girl's girl. And if you're a guy, be a guy's guy. Because we don't like people that hate on the, you know, hate on your fellow gender. You know, don't hate on your person. If you see somebody doing well, support them. You know what I mean? You don't have to tear somebody down to lift yourself up. And that is where I'll land my plane.
Amen, Sean. Yes, we like a guy's guy too, not these hating hoes from the back. Yes.
Hey, listen, folks, it's been a wonderful time. I hope you've enjoyed the festivities that the panelists have brought towards you. We'll be back here next week, same time, talking about Love Island once more. But thank you very much, guys, for turning up and showing up. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Tomorrow, hopefully, if I get time, I'm coaching, I think, all day, so I might not have the time. I'm going to try and do a live on the Hannah one as well. So we'll try to go from there as well. But yeah, listen, we'll look forward to it because it's back tomorrow night. Today, well, for me, it's today, but it's back today. So we can't wait to watch the next episode of Love Island USA. Shout out to them as well. Thank you, people, and make sure you guys have a good night as well. Okay, we appreciate it.
You know what time it is.